All right, everybody, welcome to the Mass Breakdown. This is a series where we are going to be taking a look at the Mass, unpacking the interesting parts of it, learning about why we do what we do, and basically just kind of taking a peek behind the curtain of what goes on at Mass. There's so much. There's so much. So I'm joined here with Father Ken Shuping, our pastor here at St. Bridget, and Father Dillon Bruce. The Mass that we're going to be unpacking today is Father Dillon's very first Mass. No, I'm sorry, very first Mass here at St. Bridget.
Yes.
Right, first Mass at St. Bridget. But what number was it in your total?
Probably like 8.
Okay, so Mass number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So early days. You're
Early.
fairly newly ordained.
Right.
Yeah, okay. This is earlier this summer. Father Ken, you've been a priest for a while. So this is
19 years.
19 years.
Yes.
And we know that this was his Mass number 8. Do you know what Mass number you're on, roughly?
Oh, 6,800. But, so the first Mass is always a big deal, like right after your ordination. The second Mass, less of a deal. My second Mass was here at St. Bridget back in 2003.
Wow.
The first Mass, everybody gathers around. It's a big deal. Like, you got all these extra priests and deacons, and everybody's like pointing in the book, like where you're supposed to go. The second Mass, nobody's there for that.
You're on your own.
You're on your own.
All of a sudden.
There were no servers, there were no deacons, and I got things a little bit out of order too.
Oh, no.
So, you learn as you go.
All right, so what we're going to be doing is kind of going through the Mass, the order of the Mass, and just kind of unpacking it. So anything that jumps out at you, feel free to kind of chime in. Let's start just by kind of taking a look at where we are in the church. People are kind of trickling in. What do you see just in the church itself as we begin Mass?
Well, I think the environment of the church begins to set the tone for prayer. As you come in, you're placed in a space with the stained glass windows, the statues. You're bringing yourself into the presence of Christ. You see the tabernacle with the light beside it that says that Christ is present in the Blessed Sacrament. And as you come into that presence, you're invited to genuflect, to place yourself in that presence of Christ and begin to enter into prayer.
Does the lamp ever burn out?
It's a candle. Eventually it does burn out, but when it burns out, we try to replace the candle right away.
But otherwise, the candle is only out if Jesus is not present in the tabernacle.
Right, that's true. So there is a time during the Triduum, right before Easter, when we empty the tabernacle on Holy Thursday. And if you come here on Good Friday, or if you come during the day on Holy Saturday, you'll see that there's no candle next to the tabernacle. And usually what I'll do is I'll leave the door of the tabernacle open so you can see it's empty.
Obviously empty.
That's the only time during the year when we would do that.
Okay, hey, the other thing that we notice here is we got prelude music. So is this part of the liturgy? Are we in the liturgy at this point, or are we just, like, what? Is there a prescription for prelude music?
We haven't really started the Mass yet. Again, this is kind of setting the tones, getting you into that prayerful mood.
Gotcha. So the music that's selected before Mass begins should be appropriate to getting you ready for prayer.
Well, we're not playing the Beatles, but we're playing something to kind of get you into the prayerful mood.
Okay. All right, awesome.